one thing I want to add, that on the LinkedIn you share the thing, the job updates, and you just note down, and we just write down our email, and you send all the link on our email. That's the great thing you are doing, and I think that's a very helpful also. One thing is very important, that is interview experience. We should see that what they are asking, and what, because every year I think some questions they new ask, some questions they ask, they are asking for the new candidates. So I think, yeah, so we should see the interview experience. It helps a lot for cracking these companies also.
So hi everyone, today we have Pulkit Prakash with us, and he is going to share his experience for 3 companies today. So Pulkit, which 3 companies interview did you crack?
I cracked Hexaware, Capgemini and Wipro.
Wow, that's amazing. And all these 3 companies were off campus?
Yeah, all of them were off campus.
Amazing. Let's start with a little bit of background about you, your education background and your experiences and everything.
Yeah. So hi everyone, I am Pulkit Prakash. I am currently pursuing my bachelor's degree from NM Institute of Engineering Technology. It's in Bhubaneswar. I live in Varanasi. I completed my matriculation and intermediate both from Varanasi, from Tulsi Vidya Niketan. And talking about my family background, so my mother is a homemaker and father is a farmer. And I would like to tell on that there is nothing like everyone say it's like a tier 3 college, you can't go into good companies and all that. There's nothing like that, and I think it's a totally waste for CS students that there is something like tier 3 college, because it's totally fine that companies don't visit this college and all the things, but off campus now the companies are hiring with a very good number of off-campus hirings, and good product-based companies are also hiring off-campus. So I think that's why I cracked these 3 off-campus companies like Wipro, Hexaware, and Capgemini. That's all.
Wow, that is inspiring, because sometimes being from, as you said, being from a tier 3 colleges, sometimes people have some kind of restrictions. Ki yaar, this is too much for me. I might not be able to crack this or that, but cracking 3 companies interviews it's a really big deal, and that too these companies are very well known. When did you actually apply for these companies, and when did you hear about it? What was the application procedure? A little bit about these.
Yeah, so in the month, I was searching for companies, because in my college no companies was visiting. Yeah, some of them visited, but it was not very good of them. So I was searching for companies off campus, and in the month of December, I found a link on your Telegram channel. I was the part of it, that Capgemini is hiring for 22 batch. I waited for that because Capgemini hired very late. It was expected to be hired in hiring them in the month of August, I think. So, but they started hiring in the month of December. So I applied them. On the 18th, I got the test link, and I gave the exam on the 18th of December. And talking about the Hexaware, so Hexaware, I got the link. I got one of my friends sent me the link that it's hiring, and I gave the exam. It was on February 6th. I gave the exam of that. And Wipro, as all we know, Wipro is a very great company. It's one of the biggest IT companies of our country. So it was hiring for Elite Wipro and Elite NL3 batch. So for 2022 batch. And I applied for it, and I applied on the Superset platform. All of them are on the Superset platform, like Hexaware, Capgemini, and Wipro. All of them was on Superset platform. So in the month of February, I applied for the Wipro and gave the exam, and that's all.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's great to hear that my Telegram channel, and the purpose of the channel was to actually empower people and let them know about these opportunities, actually helping people. Right, it's very less times. I don't get a lot of chances to hear the feedback. But if people do have feedback and stuff like that, I just love to hear them. And I feel it feels great that these kind of opportunity that I post is actually helping people. And even if it is helping one person, I feel that's it's a success, right? And that is the reason I like to interact with so many people like you, Pulkit, and previously also I've had people on the channel who share their experience so that others can learn from their experiences, right? And I think that is the best way to learn. Most of the time people just have a general preparation about they might have prepared for DSA or something like that, and they just sit for the companies without any background checks or background information. So I think that's not very efficient, because the company expects you to know a little about them, like previously what kind of interviews they have had and what kind of questions they have asked, right? So I think these are the great ways to learn, and I'm so glad that all the opportunities that you got were completely off campus, and you found those opportunities yourselves from different channels, right?
Perfect. And one thing I want to add, that on the LinkedIn you share the thing, the job updates, and you just note down, and we just write down our email, and you send all the link on our email. That's the great thing you are doing, and I think that's a very helpful also.
That's actually I really like hearing that, because there are some there are a lot of types of feedbacks that I hear, but the reason it is a little hectic from me to email everyone and stuff like that. But the reason I do that is because the reach increases a lot, right? If people comment on something, it reaches exponentially, and I want to make sure that it's not just the people in just my first circle who get these opportunities. I want to make sure that everyone gets those opportunities. It is a little hectic for me, but I do that to help people, and I do not earn a single rupee from this, and I make it like very clear. People accuse me, you're doing this to earn or something. There is no way I'm monetizing this whatsoever on any channel. So thank you so much for the positive feedback.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about these application procedures, and just to give a little summary about what was the response time of these companies. So when you applied, when you got the link for the test, and when you got to hear these.
Talking about the first company, Capgemini, I got the link for the test link in the next 2 days only. I applied on in the month of December on 15th or 16th, I remember, and on the 18th I gave the exam. And Hexaware also the same thing. I got the link test link only in just 2 days. But yeah, Wipro, it's their time for the applying. The duration is going very long. The 1 month they gave chance for the applying. That's why after applying 1 month later, I got the test link and applied for that.
Got it. Wipro is a little infamous for that. I know someone who applied, got selected, and it's been a year since he has received an offer letter, but he still didn't get a date of joining.
Their recruitment process is little bit, I don't know what they do, but
even I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, it's a big company, and I think it's a great feedback for them if they can improve, because a lot of candidates, they really want to work in Wipro. Right?
Yeah,
right. So that's good. Actually, the other two companies, they have a short response time, so that actually helps people. It stays relevant, because after applying, if you get a link like 1 month later, you probably have a job or something. I don't know, and it might not be that relevant. So they are, I think, losing out on great candidates. But anyways, it's their choice. So the last question consisted of the written procedure. Now I wanted to know what's the interview procedure like? How many interviews were there, and what kind of questions were asked?
Yeah. So Capgemini interview happened on the 10th of February. So in the interview, the questions were very normal. Firstly, they asked me to introduce myself. I introduced myself, and then he told me to tell about your project, about your final year project, what you are doing, what the challenges you faced, and what the tech stacks you do on working you are. So he asked me those questions, and I was doing these things. I told him that so that this is this and that the things, and he told me, okay, it's fine. Then he asked me some technical questions, like he asked me what is method overloading and what is method overriding, what is the difference between them. And I told them what is the thing. And then he asked me, can you please tell me what is finally, finalized, and what is different between them. I was not I was yeah, exactly. One thing also, he asked me finally, finalize, and finally. I was pretty sure about the final, and I was also pretty sure about the finalized, but I was not sure about what is finally the thing. I haven't even heard about it. So he told me that, but the interviewer was very great. He told me what is finally and what is finalized and what the difference between them. And final, as we know, that it is the thing that we declared, used it before something, then we can't declare initialize after that. So he just told me, and he was very great. He helped me throughout the process, throughout the interview. He was very great. And talking about the Hexaware, it was also he also asked me the same thing, that tell me of your final year project and what is he asked me one thing also, that what are the new technologies you are seeking and you want to learn, and what the things. I told him that blockchain is the new technology trend that I love to learn. I am learning also blockchain.
Wow.
Then he asked me some questions and some things about, sorry.
Wow, I'm amazed you're learning blockchain. You're interested into that.
Yeah, I'm interested because the main thing is I'm interested because our job currently, like our election system can be based on that, can use by using the blockchain system. The conspiracy and all the thing that happens in our election system will be removed after the when blockchain will be. But yeah, some defaults are also there, but I think that will help.
Wow, I love it. I love the aspirations. Big aspirations. That's great. Yeah, I'm not gonna interrupt you. You continue, please.
Sorry, sir. No, so he asked me about blockchain, and he asked me what are the things that is using that is being used by blockchain. I told him that Bitcoin is using and all the things, and then he asked me one funny question: are you investing something on Bitcoin? Then I told him, no, yes sir, I have invested. Then he asked, and then all the thing happened. And he was very cool and cool and calm, composed. He was very good. And he just asked me some questions, and after that he asked me about what are the pointers and what is the things. And yes, it happened just like. And talking about my third interview at Wipro, it was little bit tricky. He asked me some questions on operating systems, like deadlock, what is that, and he asked me some question also on that is normalization and denormalization also, and the forms of like that 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and BCNF. He asked me that what is the difference between them, and what are the things that happens, and how we can reduce the redundancy and all the things he asked me. And yeah, it was my Wipro interview was basically on computer fundamentals. It was nothing like that. And yeah, that's all.
That's amazing. So how many subjects did you study for these interviews, and which subjects were actually important for which companies? I'm a little curious to know that.
See, I have studied. Firstly I searched on the Google that what should I learn before giving these interviews, and the most of them were pointing towards OOPS, that's OOPS concept, and one of the fundamental coding language. Then that's why I learned OOPS concept with Java with OOPS concept. And I also learned, and as I was practicing data structures and algorithms for the product-based companies, so that also helped me in cracking the Wipro coding questions. And yeah, and talking about my operating system, I haven't learned. I learned in my fifth semester, but I was not prepared for that deadlock question, and he asked me. But yeah, it was. But the interviewer was good. He told me that he doesn't mind that, and he just move ahead and asked me that BCNF and all the things. So yeah, DBMS and SQL are also very important. So mean I will conclude that only one coding language and one OOPS concept and with DBMS and SQL. That's enough for the thing.
Amazing. Thanks for those insights. Yeah. So I wanted to know, just to summarize, how many interviews were scheduled for which company and how many of them did you have? So you mentioned about what were asked in the technical interview. How many technical interviews were there, and were there any HR rounds or something that happened after that?
Yeah. So talking about the Capgemini, it was just only one technical interview, and after that, one HR round also happened on the same day, and that is on the 12 o'clock. I gave my technical interview, and on the 5 o'clock in the evening, I gave my HR round, because I think the HR round is just a formality. I'm not saying like that, but it's like formality, because when you clear the technical interview, then HR round is just a formality. They will ask that are you joining, are you looking for relocate, and are you aware of bond period on the things, and they will just ask these questions. And I'm talking about the Hexaware, it also happened on the same day in the HR interview. And but Wipro is not. I didn't give the HR interview. It is Wipro is taking the technical interview with the name of that business discussion round. In that, the HR and technical round both are included. So that's all.
Amazing. Great insights. So yeah, okay, could you tell us a little about the questions that were asked in the written round specifically? So if there are, and how did you prepare for those questions? Some sample questions that you could give that were asked, or some which were relevant to those, or something like that. That would be really helpful.
Yeah. So my first company, that is Capgemini, asked it was a pseudocode questions. It was a normal pseudocode question. You can go, everyone can go, and there is a website called Face Prep and Prep Insta. There is some many pseudocode questions were available on that, and they can prepare from that. And it is not very hard. After solving around 20 to 30 questions, everyone will get insight that how we will have to solve that. And aptitude round is not very hard. It's just a simple and also in English. English is also not very hard. Just everyone will easily solve it. And aptitude, but we can, but we have to see once about the numerical ability and all the things. And talking about the Wipro coding round was not. It was also not very hard. The first question, as I told, find the event numbers, and the second question was about the sorting, and so we can solve that. And I will tell that Face Prep and Prep Insta are one of those website that is very helpful for that. And for the aptitude, it is India Bix. One of my friend told me, so it is very helpful.
Wow, that's great. Did you ever use interview bid or lead code or something like that?
Yeah, currently I am using the lead code for preparing for product-based companies. But interview bit, I have used for the mock. I have scheduled one mock interview with them. So that's why I'm using.
Amazing. मतलब 3 ऑफर मिलने के बाद भी you're not happy.
No, not like that. But I want. I want a little good.
Yeah, I understand. It's always the best thing to get the best offer for yourself and get the best company. So since you are able to crack these 3 major companies, it shows that you have the caliber to actually apply for better companies as well. So that's great. I was a little confused when I checked your LinkedIn profile and I saw you open for working or something like that. Then I was exactly. So I was like, wait, he has offers, right? And still his profile shows that you are still open to that. So I was a little confused, but then I reached out to you and I got this confusion cleared. Wonderful, man. Wonderful.
Actually, Actually, I applied for EPAM system. I want to say one thing. I applied for EPAM system, but in the interview round, I got out. So that's why I want to, because EPAM system, I applied from your I get link from your LinkedIn post, and it was a very great company. So that's why I wanted to go in that company, because it interview was little bit tricky, but I want to go in that company because it's very good company, EPAM, I think, and its package is also good. That's why.
What was the package it was offering?
Hello.
Yeah. What was the
It
package
was around
it was offering?
6.5 LPA.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And why? Matlab, why do you want to go into that? Just for the package, or do you like the work
No,
or what?
no. Is there because I want to say, because I am learning Java, and EPAM basically hires for Java developers. That's why I want to go in that company, because my interest is in Java. That's why I want to go in that company, and these companies are also very good. If I will get chance in Wipro that I got to work with in Java, then I will totally satisfied with also this company.
I think a lot of companies work with Java, and you mentioned it's that you
but,
tried for that. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, sir. Sorry. No, Atharva, you tried. You go.
Yeah, I was just saying, you mentioned that you applied in that interview and you got out. So that actually requires courage to mention that. But it's also important that we don't just look at the successes of people and learn from that. We also learn from the mistakes, right? And you mentioned that was a tricky interview. So I wanted to know what was so tricky about it, and why. What did you think went wrong with that?
Main thing was that he, in that interview, he asked me everything about the DSA concept. It was focused on the DSA concept, and he asked me about. He gave me one coding question. I was not able to solve because it was on dynamic programming and tree based question. It was combined of that, but I was not able to solve. That's why I was not able to. So that's why I want to strengthen my DSA concept and want to apply in that once again.
Yeah, not a lot of companies ask DP, but the ones they do, they ask, like, sometimes those are really tough for the people. So I think dynamic programming is one of the great subjects and additional subjects that one should definitely look out for when preparing for an interview.
Dynamic programming should be considered as one subject, because it's very vast, I think, from my perspective, but it's very fun learning in that. I am currently learning, so that's it.
I love dynamic programming for one reason, because it's you get a chance to think, and it's all about logic, and sometimes it's like every type of question is something different, right? It's not like ये एक बार कर लिया या sorting type का कि एक बार we know कि logic तो हो जाएगा, but every time you have to think something differently, how one is connected to another, how to form a DP table, or how something is very different about dynamic programming. That is why I love it, and I agree with you. It should be treated as a different subject altogether because of how vast it is and how important it is. So definitely, I really appreciate you sharing that experience as well, and I think a lot of people can learn from that. So you mentioned a lot of these interviews and the procedure. What was your experience for these? Which interview experience did you like the most, and what do you think went best, and what did not go best? So I want to know this from your personal opinion based. What was your experience, not what happened?
So the two companies like Hexaware and Capgemini, the interview was pretty good, but Wipro interview was, I must say, I was not prepared for the operating system. I haven't studied in the last 3-4 months in operating system, so it was little learning, and it is very good interview. It was very good interview because it gave me gave me learning that I have to prepare for the other subjects also. Don't only rely on these um, DSA and all the things and DBMS. So I will say that Wipro interview was very good, and it was the best interview I have given.
Amazing. Even though you weren't able to solve all the questions, it still was the best interview that you gave. So that is amazing, man. That shows that you are very open to challenges, right? It's not that things need to be in your comfort zone, but you're willing to go out of the comfort zone to take challenges and learn and improve. So that's a good quality. I really appreciate that. So let's move to the next question, which is what was your training time? How much time did you spend to prepare for these interviews? And before these interviews, did you do a little bit of background search, or maybe went to YouTube to look at their experience? And what did you do before the interview?
So in the when the companies when we are in 7th semester, we saw that everyone is getting placed in that company, in those companies and all the things. So I started in searching for the companies in the month of August. I gave I gave the interview. Sorry, I gave the exam of TCS. I got the exam. I cleared the exam, but interview was not went good. So I didn't able to crack the TCS interview. And so after that, I started clearing my concept of computer fundamentals like DSA and operating systems and DBMS, not operating system, DBMS and DSA. So after that, when Capgemini came, and I started seeing that what are the after giving the exam, I started seeing what are the interview experience and what they think. I must say everyone should see the interview experience because it helps a lot. It will give you one mental achievement that I can clear that, because the questions they will ask and what the things, it will give you one extra edge above all the candidates, that you have seen all the interviews and you have around given. When we are seeing the interview experience, it's not like that we are only seeing, we are also giving the interview experience, we are also giving the interview. So that's why I will say everyone should watch interview experience. It helps a lot, and it helps in me in my case. That's why I think it helps a lot. That's why. And also we should check. I have also checked on background of that companies also, that what are the questions they ask in their interview, and then what are the questions they ask in their written round. So
that's wonderful, because you have gained so much from the interview experiences. You took the courage to actually, maybe you watched a video or something on my channel, and then you went to the description box and filled the Google form, and now you're sharing your experience so that you can contribute back to the society. So that is something wonderful, and I really appreciate. It's not very easy to have the courage and speak on a video or something like that, and maybe speak to someone about it, right? But one interview could actually help thousands of people who are going to watch it later. So that's a great quality that you have of contributing back, and I think everybody should contribute in some way or another, because I have personally asked a lot of people if they would like to come on the channel or something, and most of the time I get the answer as no. It's not easy, because people are not very comfortable. It either requires confidence, or they're very doubtful or something. So this is one of the failed experiences that I'm sharing with you. Most of the time I fail when I ask people, but such great talented people who have cleared so many companies' interviews, they're filling the form themselves in the description box and asking for requesting for sharing their experience is something beautiful, man, and thank you so much for that.
I was also very nervous before coming on. You just don't. I was moving around at how I will give, how I will say, what I will say. I was checking, I was writing. It's not like that. Everyone is nervous, and so yeah.
But Still,
was also very
as I
nervous.
mentioned, you're not afraid to go out of your comfort zone, right? You love challenges, and you know that you will be a better person when you overcome that challenge. So even if you were nervous, you were able to overcome that, and here you are answering all the questions flawlessly, right? And it's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yeah, so now I'm waiting to get the answer to this question. You cleared all three of these companies, but I want to know which company are you planning to join, and why are you not planning to join the other ones? Or are you still do not want to join any three, and you still want to join something else? I want to know this from your point of view.
I will say I'm planning to join I'm planning to join some of the great product-based companies. But if I will not get through this, so I will surely join Wipro, because it's one of the good companies, and it's their learning experience is good. So I will surely join. And talking about the Hexaware and Capgemini, they're great companies. I am not saying that they are not great companies, but there is some instinct of Indian, so I want to join that company. And Hexaware is also an Indian company, but it's currently it's growing, and that's why I want to join Wipro. So that's only that.
Amazing.
All of the three companies are very great. Capgemini is very great also. Hexaware is also great. But I want to join Wipro because my inner self is saying that join Wipro. Don't think much.
Very true. And you mentioned that you wanted to join an Indian company as well. So that is another great thing. And I think joining an Indian company and contributing back to India is also another great quality. So amazing, and hats off for that. Now the next question that I think most of the people would love to know that is, what was the package these companies are offering to you right now?
Yeah. So Hexaware and Capgemini both are offering 4 LPA, and Wipro is offering 3.5 LPA. That's...
Okay. Wipro is offering 3.5 and the other two are offering 4.
Yeah.
And still you prefer to join 3.5 LPA Wipro. And you are listening to your inner self. You mentioned inner andar se awaaz aa rahi hai, yaar Wipro join karo, and you're listening. Not a lot of people do that. Most of the people logic में फंस जाते हैं, यार ये ज़्यादा देरी है, इसको join करते हैं.
I have some. I am also there. That the same. I also searched for that. Yeah. But the salary difference is not much. It's around 2,000 to 3,000. At the last, we all are considering that which company is giving more, and I also considered. But when I see that there is not much difference between Wipro salary and the Hexaware and Capgemini salary, it was around 3 to 4,000 difference. That's why I wanted to join. I think what needs to worry when only the 3 to 4,000 is difference so wide.
Definitely. And the next thing that comes into mind is not just about the money that they're offering, but also the job security and growth opportunities that they have, right? And I think Wipro has, out of all these companies, I might be wrong, but I think Wipro has the most growth opportunity. I cannot comment about job security, but at least growth opportunities.
That's why I also. Yeah. Well said, Atharva. It's perfectly. Wipro is offering more growth opportunity. That's why I'm also joining them.
Amazing. So when do you actually have to join this company? What is the joining date?
Talking Wipro joining date is not. I got the offer letter, but the joining date is not yet I don't got the DOJ, that is date of joining. And talking about the Hexaware and Capgemini, they also don't send me the joining date. They have also only sent me the offer letter only. That is LOI, letter of intent. That only that.
Yeah, I think one should be really careful, because I have told you, like, some companies, especially I'm telling you, Wipro is infamous for that. So you should always have backup in mind, right? You shouldn't be you have to join Wipro and you're not joining anything else, because it might be that it will take really long time for it to give the date of joining. They have a lot of people sitting on the bench, so but they still keep hiring, for because a lot of people leave as well. So just be a little careful in that sense, and plan accordingly, and always have like a backup with you.
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. So what is the role that they are offering you? What is the job designation that they're offering you? Would it be like a trainee software engineer or something like that?
Yeah, so well said about the Hexaware. They are offering the trainee software engineer, and Capgemini, they are offering the analyst position for that, and Wipro is the project engineer.
Isn't analyst position much different from software engineer, or is it or is it something different? So, what kind of analyst do they mean?
I don't think so. It's much difference, because at last we are going to do support jobs, and we are not only few of them get development jobs. So I don't know much about it. What is the difference between analyst and what are the difference? But I know that in at last you are going to get a support job. That's it.
But I think one should definitely, it's okay to, it doesn't really matter where you start from, but it usually matters how much you upskill and how much you are able to grow from that. So even irrespective of the kind of job, whether you get an analyst job or software engineer job or whatever it is very important, especially in the software IT industry, to keep upskilling. Right, and you mentioned the new technologies, right? As with time, the projects in these new technologies are also going to increase. So every company not will have some projects in machine learning, will have some project in blockchain or something, one or the another. So it's very important that we upskill and look out for these opportunities. And even if we don't have these opportunities, we can work on it in our free time. Right, we can keep on learning, and we can work on new projects that we can add to our resume.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So what are some tips that you would like to offer the aspirants of these companies? Any company related tips or tips in general, or what's your advice for them?
I will just say one and two things, that we don't need to give much importance. We just need to give importance to some subjects like OOPS and some DSA part. Not much is asked in service-based companies. Yeah, but OOPS and some operating system. Yeah, and also some DBMS question. They are also asking DBMS and SQL question. And talking about the aptitude, I don't think so that it requires too much hard work for that aptitude also, because as we are all engineers, and we all can crack the in aptitude, and it just requires 1 and 2 days of practice for the aptitude. So that's it. But yeah, one thing is very important, that is interview experience. We should see that what they are asking, and what, because every year I think some questions they new ask, some questions they ask, they are asking for the new candidates. So I think so we should see the interview experience. It helps a lot for cracking these companies also.
Amazing. Do you know any other perks apart from the salary benefits or anything else to join these companies? Do you have any personal or personal preference to some perk or another? Like maybe it could be the brand name, right, or something.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, brand name of Wipro is great. It's one of the great companies, and its brand name is huge. So I think it's good. Yeah, but also the job security. I think the Wipro offers great, and after the TCS, it has the most most candidates don't. Most candidates prefer the Wipro after TCS, and TCS and Infosys also. These three companies are the companies that everyone prefer, every Indian student prefer. So yeah, the brand name itself is a Wipro. That's why I will say the perks is the main.
Definitely, I think that's a great answer. By the way, when you applied through in these companies, did you apply through a referral, or did you ever think about a referral, or what's your take on this?
No. I don't apply through referral. I applied through the link on that they are open hiring for the position they are up for hiring for the off campus. That's why I applied for the link that the company provided. I don't think so that I don't know about it, so I will not comment. But I don't think so that for the freshers position they offer referral. So I don't think so. But yeah, maybe they are asking. I don't know that.
Got it. That's great. Like when you just clearly mentioned you don't know. So that's great. You just you just say it when you don't know, and that's a great quality. And even in any interview, right? Not just when we are talking, but in any technical or HR interview, whatever you're giving, you just need to say something that you don't know if you don't know. Just don't make up an answer. So that's something great, man. Anything else apart from these things that you'd like to share with people, and anything that you want to say?
Yes, I want to say just one thing, that this thing that tier 3 college is going on. I don't think so that there is one tier 3. Yeah, but the people that work hard in the class 11th and 12th, so they should get a privilege that the companies are coming in their college. They worked for it, they have worked hard for it. Then why are we saying that we have got tier 3 college and we are from tier 2 college? That's why. So I just say one thing, there's nothing like that. They worked hard for it. That's why they are getting that companies into their college, and they are good. And we didn't work that much. That's why we are not getting that. That's only that I want to say.
Well said. That is something that is well said, right? Not a lot of people say this, and especially being from like a tier 3 college, you're saying that. So that's beautiful, and that shows a lot of maturity, right? But I still think, irrespective of which college you are from, whether you are from tier 2, tier 3, tier 1, I think everybody should get an opportunity to prove themselves. And in a long run, it doesn't really matter which college you're from, right? All what matters is experience. So even if you are from tier 2, tier 3, but if you're still working hard, upskilling, and your work shows that you have the skills, I don't think there's anything stopping you. It's only the first few years that people think, yeah, I'm a fresher from this college and I'm getting this, and they are getting that and another. But in the long run, I'm telling you, you can easily bridge that gap by proving your potential. By
20 Mbps 15 MB.
अरे 200 भी मिलता है यार, जब नहीं चाहिए होता. कभी अपन स्पीड टेस्ट करो, ये करो, बट कभी वीडियो कॉल वगैरह करो तो पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है. मतलब हर तरह की चीजें होती हैं, डिस्ट्रैक्शंस भी बहुत होते हैं. It's very common. Anyways, I hope मतलब ठीक है कि वीडियो क्लियरली पूरा बन गया होगा, रिकॉर्ड हो गया होगा. बट या कमिंग बैक टू द ट्रैक, thank you so much, Pulkit, for being with us and sharing this experience. It really means a lot, not just to me, but a lot of people who are actually aspiring to get into these companies, especially off campus. And I think they can learn a lot from your experience, right? The questions that were asked, the procedure that you had to go through, and everything, that all the trouble that you went through, all the companies that you cracked and which you didn't crack as well. You shared those experiences, so that actually shows a lot of maturity. And I just want to tell you, if you clear some other interviews, right, other companies' interviews, we'd really love to have you. I think I can clearly say that you have a very bright future ahead, and I want to wish you like all the best.
Thank you. One thing I would like to ask, what I can improve so that I can get good company so that I can improve what I can improve so that I can get in good in coding interviews.
So
what should I do?
I think one thing I don't need to say is that you need a lot of practice, right? Whatever kind of questions that they ask, it should be like कि हाँ यार ये तो करे हुए पहले, है ना? It shouldn't be the less that you have to think about it, the better it is, irrespective of the exam it is, right? मतलब JEE के time में भी we all have went through the preparation of JEE, और we know कि जब एग्जाम में फाइनल क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ना, एंड इफ अगर वो क्वेश्चन कभी उस टाइप का क्वेश्चन अपन ने पहले नहीं किया होता तो इट गेट्स रियली टफ एंड बनते नहीं है क्वेश्चंस, राइट? उसमें भी नहीं बनते. सिमिलरली इंटरव्यूज या कोई भी एग्जाम हो, वी नीड टू हैव अ प्रिपरेशन कि कुछ भी क्वेश्चन पूछ लें, कुछ भी आ जाए, समथिंग और द अनदर ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट अपन ने करा हुआ है एंड वी नो, राइट? इसके लिए और ये चीज खाली प्रैक्टिस के थ्रू ही आ सकती है. इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि क्या कितना कोई टैलेंटेड है, कोई कितना सोच सकता है, बट प्रैक्टिस से आई थिंक एनीथिंग इज पॉसिबल. तो प्रैक्टिस तो डेफिनेटली करनी चाहिए, बहुत करनी चाहिए. जितनी प्रैक्टिस कर सको उतनी कम है. मतलब एटलीस्ट आई रेकमेंड कि इंटरव्यू बिट पूरा होना चाहिए लोगों का. I don't know, मतलब I don't know you have done the interview bit or not, but at least interview bit में ना there are selected questions for each type of, मतलब हर type के question हर topic के काफी अच्छे से covered है, and it gives you a concise summary. अगर वो पूरा अच्छे से कर लिया तो I think you have pretty much done like most of the things. Yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah. So currently सब मैं अभी मतलब ये लीड कोड कर रहा हूँ, तो क्या उस पे स्विच करूँ? मतलब
you are doing lead code ना यार? हाँ you're doing lead code, right? So lead code is fine, lead code is great. I really like the interface. नहीं I really like the interface. I really like the interface of lead code. उसमें कोड करना काफी simple है and काफी convenient है. I really like that. But उसमें problem बस ये है कि काफी सारे questions हैं, right? There are a lot of questions on that. So if you are able to do all of them, then do it, जो कि possible नहीं है, right? What you can do if you like the interface of lead code as well, just like me, you can select the questions from interview bit and you can do it on lead code. At least interview bit पूरे questions अगर if you have done ना, I am pretty sure काफी सारे company के interviews you can crack. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you'll be able to do it यार. मतलब इतने 3 उसके क्रैक कर लिए तो I think काफी सारी प्रिपरेशन तो you already have. What do you think?
रियलिटी सर बात ये है ना कि मतलब कि ऐसा कुछ है नहीं ना, ये 3 कंपनीज मतलब नॉट मच हार्ड. लेकिन जो ईपैम का एक इंटरव्यू दिया था ना, वो दैट जस्ट गिव मी रियलिटी चेक वेयर आई एम एंड वेयर आई एम करंटली. सो
That's fine. मतलब वो चीज होती है, मतलब irrespective of कितनी भी तैयारी होती है, ये चीज है कि इंटरव्यू में कई बार ऐसी चीजें पूछ लेते हैं जो अपन से नहीं बनती. इंटरव्यू में भी there is like almost anything in life there is a little bit of luck factor. ठीक है, तो वो चीज होती है, बट लक फैक्टर को ओवरकम करने के लिए प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ती है. मतलब the more you prepare the less luck factor it is, the more experience you have. तो लक पे ही डिपेंड ना करते हुए आई थिंक प्रैक्टिस अपन को करनी चाहिए. Whatever your weak topics are, if you think it's DP, then you should focus on DP and at least make sure कि उसके हर टाइप के क्वेश्चंस you are able to do it. और वो तुरंत बन रहा है, मतलब तुमको सोचने का टाइम नहीं लग रहा. You are able to go through it and you are able to show the interviewer कि यार step by step you have thought about it. Interviewer doesn't care much about the final solution, he cares about what you think and how you think. right? Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
So if you have like, and whatever मतलब कोई भी questions हो, I think you should prepare from as you have also mentioned कि you should do a little bit of background check as well of the company कि किस type के questions उसने previously पूछे हैं. A lot of the websites they offer that, you know, कि उसमें you can go through the archives and you can check कि क्या किस type के questions they offer, and most of the times I'm telling you कि वो previous years के उसमें से कुछ ना कुछ पूछ लेते हैं. So if you are talking about preparation in general, I think interview bit is a great platform. But if you are looking for, you know, something doing right before the interview experiences and the previous year's questions would actually help you a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think when is your college gonna end?
In the month of June, mid-June.
Acha. So then you'll be available to join right after that, right? So I think June तक के लिए you will be like applying very seriously. जो companies मिल जाएं, कुछ इससे better opportunities मिल जाएं. I think करते रहना चाहिए. That's a great thing. मतलब you should. I think we need to keep upskilling and find a better opportunities. So that I think keep doing that. Keep applying for a lot of opportunities. And as you can see, you know, earlier it was just LinkedIn for me, but now I'm posting a lot of opportunities on Telegram group itself. And apart from that, I'm researching more, and me and the team, you know, we are trying to do better, you know, work better. The team, as in the volunteers, right? Some people will research better and find better opportunities. Now I'm also thinking about, you know, ways how we can give out more opportunities with YouTube or something like that. So we are experimenting with that as well. So, but these are just for people who are looking for opportunities, right? So I felt really loved that it helped you get an offer. So, and again, I really want to thank you for sharing that experience. Anyways, Pulkit, I think we slightly went over the time because of the technical issues. But thank you so much for taking out the time and sharing the experience, right? And if you, again, as I said, if you have any other experiences or something of better companies, you can always get in touch with me. And I'm sure you will have, like, the way you approach the interviews and stuff, I'm sure you will have like a lot of opportunities to share the more companies' interview experiences. Again, all the best, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I hope you have subscribed to the channel so that whenever I upload this video, you will be notified. Yeah?
Yeah, I have applied. Sorry, subscribe.
Cool. And like, if you press the bell icon, you will get a notification whenever this video comes up, right? So make sure you share it with all your friends and family, because you have done a great job, man. And it's now this is the time that you share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Anyways, chalo, all the best, man, and have a great weekend.
Okay.
Chalo.
Same to you as well.
Thank you so much. Chalo, anything, any questions or whatever, you can just ask me. You can just ping me on Telegram, okay? Cool.
Okay.
Chalo.
Thank you very much for that.
Chalo, then see you, man. See you. Check it. We'll catch up again sometime. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye-bye.